You got no chance of hanging. They take the tails when you're flipping the...
It's week 11 of the NFL, and we'll have our eyes on Darnell Mooney. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Bears and the Falcons, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Falcons in this matchup. You figure they've got to be looking forward to this one. They've got a clear advantage on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, they totally understand it, not just by running the numbers, but those numbers do play into it because you've got one of the better passing offenses in the league, a top 10 unit, going up against one of the poor defenses in the league. So I think we're going to see these guys take some shots downfield. But right from the start, I expect them to attack and get right after them.
Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Chicago's offense running out, and something they hope to see for years and years to come. Second-year pro Justin Fields leading the way.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
Now Fields going to throw on the first play. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Disrupting that play and dropping him was Arnold Ebiketie. So a tough early challenge here, second and long after the sack. Another try after the first down sack. Fields steps away. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. And early on, they're picking up right where they left off last week.
And I know a lot of coaches say each game is its own. You don't really have carryover. This feels like carryover. So much confidence from the previous game that they're using to their advantage now.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
So this game, Charles, you know, we talked about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
To the air again, Fields. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's third down. Throwing on third down, Fields. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man of the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Bears will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Well, the Falcons now get to stretch their wings on offense here, and at quarterback for them is a former 2nd overall pick who spent 4 seasons as a starter in Tennessee, Marcus Mariota.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at their own 19-yard line. Mariota. And that'll be incomplete. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. Fielded at the 33. Gets around him. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Out to his left. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Chase Claypool with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Beginning on the ground with Patterson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 13-0 is the score after one on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, throwing back across his body.
And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Fields now to throw.
Being chased out left. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
To throw is Fields. Completion here to Claypool.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh.
Open man, he finds Komet. Touchdown, Chicago.
An 18-yard touchdown grab as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Santos with the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Mariota to throw it.
Throw left side here, hauled in by the tight end, Ferguson. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now here's Bradley Pinion now.
Here comes Pettis on the return. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Notre Dame man, Chase Claypool, in this offense, ready for their upcoming possession.
Creeping up on 1,000, could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that, but also defensively, maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage the quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You've got an opportunity to catch passes now, too.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat-and-mouse game. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The Bears on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. Forced out to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Arnold Ebiketie. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They snap it to Fields. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He's got a man complete. Touchdown, Chicago! That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Now the point after try for Santos. And that stretches the lead to 27. So that drive, 4 plays. And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. To throw Mariota. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Mariota now. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
They'll throw again. Mariota looking middle, and it's incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Mariota got the connection here to Bourne. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. On 3rd and 1, here's Mariota. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. On now to punt, here's Bradley Pinion. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. On the return is Pettis. 12 yards on the return that time. The Notre Dame man, Chase Claypool, in this offense, ready for their upcoming possession. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. Fields on first down. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And that is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Fields. This to the sideline and nearly intercepted. Oh, he had that in his grasp. Couldn't get it. Instead, it'll bring up 3rd down. Back to throw. Fields. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Bears. Darnell Mooney on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bears are able to add on to their first-half lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for it. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Final play of the half here. Mariota steps away to his left. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We begin with a couple of teams who have been down on their luck the last few years. Detroit and the New York Giants from MetLife Stadium. And it's the Lions who hold on to the lead in that one. Amon-Ra St. Brown, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. From there, we head up to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. 3 touchdown passes there for Mac Jones. Finally, let's get up to the place they call Titletown, Green Bay, Wisconsin, to see what's happening with the Packers. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Ryan Tannehill, strong as usual in the victory as his guys run their record now to 7-3. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And our statisticians gone through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they were on the other end of the spectrum in terms of passing efficiency. That's going to need to improve in the second half to come.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the 3rd quarter. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Mariota. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
To throw again on second down, Mariota. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Mariota now from the 50. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Looking to throw again on second down. Mariota. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. Throwing, Mariota. And that is incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Darnell Mooney and the rest of this offense ready to go again. Well, this defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. He's going to let it go again. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Chicago. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the third quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
Santos now to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That's taken inside his own 40. So possession goes over here on the punt. Darnell Mooney and the rest of this offense ready to go again. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right. And let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral, because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdowns.
We knew he'd be part of the
game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Back now here on EA Sports, and this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Fields. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. And he'll be brought down at the 27. With that last completion, CDs now over 400 yards passing in the game, and quite a few of those have come via some pretty big strikes downfield. Certainly not afraid to challenge this secondary, and it's been successful.
I like your observation there, partner, because I agree. This is a group more than capable of torching a secondary any week, as evidenced by their combined stat line here. And in the time we have remaining, it wouldn't shock me at all to see them take another deep shot.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now it's Fields. Complete to Mooney on the slant. And the Bears are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Here's Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. N'Keal Harry, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. From the 6. Williams loses the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Arnold Ebiketie able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, was it a breakdown of protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
To try again after the sack. Fields on the move to his left. That is caught. It's Dante Pettis. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Fields now to throw. Rolling to his left. He's got it.
That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Fields. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Now the point after try for Santos. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And the final act was the David Montgomery touchdown reception.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field.
They're facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense is really struggling. Now a 2nd down and 6.
Here's Mariota. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On 3rd down, Mariota.
Another completion right back to Patterson.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Steps away. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Arnold Ebiketie. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was that they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Bears, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, the problems just get worse and worse as they fall to 2-9 now on the year.
And they'll try for a better outcome next week as they head to D.C. to take on the Washington Commanders.
I told you I'd be ready.